Hey, what's up? My name is Eric. About a year ago, I got the BMW Bug, about a 2008 335i, and all I really knew is I was getting a coupe twin turbo inline six. After a little searching around on the web, I kind of realized what I got my hands on, and that there's a huge product availability, a huge tuning community for these vehicles. So basically, as a quick background about the ARM Motorsports, 3 to 500 horsepower and under $1,500. I got the intercooler, down pipes, charge pipe, blow off valve, dual cone intake, and JB4. Put on the 08, started getting some smoking. I guess I had a central housing rotating assembly that was leaking some oil. We get rid of the cats, started pushing a little more boost. That started exposing itself. Decided to upgrade the turbos, and then at the same point decided that maybe a 11-year-old car with 105,000 miles on it wasn't the platform I wanted to start on. So ended up pulling the stuff off of that car and getting a 335 IS 2012, like the dual clutch transmission. And so when I bought that car, it actually came with a name that I'm not aware of, charge pipe, the lower grade till blow off valve, not the till Q, and the Berger Motorsports dual cone intake. So I'm just going to start this project from scratch. I put the stock intake, charge pipe, and everything back on the 335 IS, and I'm wanting to go through. I got dyno time ready for tomorrow. Basically stock car, stock tune, and do JB4 and then JB4 back in flash with the JB4, throw on the charge pipe and dual cone intake, and do the same three, stock OEM flash, OEM JB4, back in flash JB4, and then I'll come back, put on the intercooler, go do the same routine, put on the down pipes, do the same routine, and then the turbos I bought. So real quick, I'm just going to kind of show the car. I got the parts laid out. I'm going to give a brief description of everything, but I've been very lucky to find the YouTube videos I have on these. So hopefully mine can help others out in the same quest. Alright, so here's my 2012 335 IS. I got it in May. It's currently October. About 68,000 miles or so on it now. 66 when I bought it. Clean, like it, nice. Drives like a beast. I was very impressed with the performance when I got it. And through the JB4 on it, it was running like a beast. It kind of had some weird throttle responses from time to time, and I guess I got used to it, but I went to load a JB4 back-end flash, and I did find that the previous owner had put an MHD Stage 1 flash on it. So that explained why it felt like it was a little bit stronger than stock, because it was. I've put the stock airbox, stock charge pipe with the diverter valves, and everything back on here to get it as close to stock as possible for starting out. I do have the Berger cowl filters on. I do have the JB4 installed, but I'll disable that for the parts of the run. So when you install the JB4, basically it comes with wiring adapters that plug in between the ECU and the JB4, so it basically intercepts signals from the various sensors on the engine, boost control, from your T-map and stuff like that, and tells the ECU it's getting the values it wants, but adjusts it on its side. So you can see the JB4's in here. I do have the Bluetooth kit, which if anybody's going to get a JB4, they offer either where you can hardwire and run a wire to your laptop, or this little Bluetooth adapter. I think it's like another $120 or something along those lines that allow you to connect to it from within the vehicle with a wireless app. I'm happy I went that route. I think it'd be a pain in the butt to constantly have to connect to laptop. I can just turn on my phone, turn on the app, monitor, log. I can make changes to different maps, go in and do user-defined settings and things of that sort. So this is the vehicle, the starting point. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going over to H-Tech Performance in San Antonio here, and got some, I'm going to do a couple hours on the dyno, and I'll kind of talk about how I'm going to change these parts out and what process I'm going to do with that. Try and give everybody a tangible what you get for the different parts and different stages you do on these vehicles, and likewise with the tunes. All right, so here's my pile of parts. Basically, it consists of the ARM 5-inch stepped intercooler. I had this on the 08, pulled it back off. It came with their own version of dual cone intake, but I'm using the Berger Motorsport ones that came when I bought this car. The ARM charge pipe and tail cube blow off valve right here, and the catless down pipes, which are beautiful stainless. When I got them, I tried to clean as much of the fingerprints off. I put them in, but you can see they're kind of bronze and gold out, which I still think is pretty. So tomorrow, in the first dyno session, I'm going to re-upload the stock flash, which, by the way, you're going to need for using MHD an Android device with a I got a Beamer Geeks cable. So reload the stock flash and run it in stock form with all the stock parts, JB4 disabled. Then I'll enable the JB4, probably map 1, because that's what they recommend for stock, and then do a JB4 INAOS 0S pump flash with the JB4, and try and get the different numbers of what you can expect just on stock hardware with the different flashes. I'll then install the charge pipe while it's still strapped down to the dyno and the dual cone intake, and do the same 3 runs in the different flash configurations: stock plus JB4, JB4 back-end flash, and see what the power differences are for each of those. I'm also, the protocol I'm wanting to do, and hopefully I'll get to get a stock, if I can find a place and a time to get a run in tonight using the Draggy monitor to get a baseline run. I did a run when it had the, unbeknownst to me, the stage 1 MHD flash, and it was 13.6 at 104.96 or something like that. It was middle of August in the morning, but still pretty warm. And I was using the launch control, and 60-foot time wasn't super great. I think it was kind of still just having an issue hooking up a little bit. But what I'm hoping to do is, after each one of these hardware upgrades, be able to get a run in with a Draggy. So, you know, numbers on the dyno are one thing, numbers on the street are a little bit more concrete, and then hopefully at one point actually take it to the drag strip with the Draggy in it and kind of verify that the Draggy is supposed to be accurate to within a couple hundredths of a second, but that's part of the protocol that I'm trying to do here. So after that run, I'll come back, put on the intercooler, and go back to the dyno. So basically the way the logic in the ECU works is that as inlet air temperatures rise, it retards timing. And since timing is a huge factor in making power, that the intercooler in itself, I expect to keep it more consistent from run to run, and also help it produce more power. So that'll be the second time I go to the dyno, since that's a little bit more of an involved process. Third dyno trip will be after putting in the downpipes. So that'll be a full bolt-on where you have the charge pipe, dual cone intakes, intercooler, and then downpipes, and I'll run it back over there and do runs. And I'm not sure if I'll do stock configuration on that, because I'm pretty sure that anybody who's gone full bolt-on will at least have a flash or a JB4. Then, some point before the next couple months, is this project, which these are the Vargas Stage 2 Plus hybrid turbos. When I rebuilt the turbos for the 08, I was going to put these on there, and then, like I said, I decided to switch to the newer vehicle in the 335 IS. Along with that, from Vargas Turbo, I got the silicone inlets and their newer style aluminum outlets. So basically, all this stuff is aimed at getting air into and out of the compressor side of the turbine, cooled efficiently back into the intake of the engine, while the downpipes help the exhaust come out. I'm not sure if they modify the actual shape or design of the headers from stock. I did take some pictures I'll try to upload as well, or maybe clip into the video of where you can see the differences between the turbine sizes. So basically the 2 pluses have a larger, I think it's called a Garrett style exhaust turbine, coupled to a larger, I don't know the exact size, but significantly larger than the stock compressor turbine, which is billet. I believe that's a 6x6. Again, the silicone inlets, outlets, let it breathe, suck air in and push air out of the turbos better. And then the downpipes, catless, not restricting the flow. Things should be breathing like a beast. One of the other things I ran into when I had my 08 just on the JB4 full bolt-on was I was getting low pressure fuel pump plausibility, and that was on pump gas 93 octane. So with the option of running E85, which has a lower specific gravity, and it just has to have a lot more fuel being pushed through, or even as you start pumping up the horsepower rating in these, I got from Fuel It, the 650 horsepower rated fuel pump. It's got an upgraded Walbro main pump, and then the secondary. And for the secondary, requires a Hobbs switch that basically you route into the charge pipe, and when pressure hits, in this case 15 psi, with all the associated wiring, engages the secondary so that you make sure that your low pressure fuel pump is getting enough fuel to your high pressure fuel pump. If I end up running into some high pressure fuel pumps issues at that point, I'll think about some port injection or throttle body injection or something like that, but that'll be further down the road. So these turbos on the website, I believe, are rated up to 650 or 675, 650 or 675 wheel horsepower. I like to run a little conservative. I'm hoping to get 550 at the wheels. Maybe more, we'll see. Just don't want to push the block too hard. I did compression tests and all the stuff on the 08. Haven't done that on this one yet. Surprisingly, for 106,000 miles, all the compressions were really good. The leak down tests was all 88 or 89 out of 90 on all cylinders. So it's still actually a strong running car. I still have it. Haven't sold it yet, but anyway, that's the plan. I'll get some footage for another video tomorrow at the dyno and see how it goes. Thanks.